Kwazwai Murie Zimbabwe, and welcome back to another episode of Touchline Africa, brought to you by Max Sports, Ndini Tafara and Dina Bryce. And the first thing we want to discuss here is about BAL. Bryce, give me a rundown of what BAL is.
Right. So, BAO basically is BAO stands for Basketball African Association. So it's like the NBA of Africa, basically, to make it more interesting. So this BAO actually it consists of 12 teams. So each team represents a nation. Each and every single team is represented a nation. And an interesting fact about BAO is the fact that the NBA and FIBA, which I forgot what FIBA is, but I know it has to do with basketball, they're the ones who manage it. So I think on Instagram, if you go on their Instagram for this season, because this is season 6, they started like 2020 first episode. Yeah, they should. So not first episode, first season. Now I think they did around 2021 or 2, where they're actually starting to function as a real basketball thing. So ndanda gumira papi before ndatanga kuexplain izvi.
Kwazako dzatichienda kupi?
No, ndozvo zvandoita ndokunzokanganwa unozi especially kana ndikudescribe something because zvakawanda zvinhu zvacho zvekutaura kuti vanhu vazive it's for the people at the end. This is
Inini yangu
important information.
ndandichibata panga uchiti BAL stands for this pane FIBA's Federation Basketball Association, International Federation of Basketball, and wanga uchitaura kuti pane 12 teams, it's like national. Apa inda nditorina nemibvunzo yandandichida kubvunza kuti paunoti each team represents a nation chichi. So are you saying kuti the team can consist of people from different countries, or toti Zimbabwean chete in a team, or it can be Zimbabweans, South Africans, Zambians, Mozambicans in one team? What do you mean by 12 teams? How do we pick the 12 teams?
Hey, on that one, I'ma be very honest. Chokwadi changu chaicho. Chokwadi changu ndechekuti handinyatsokuzziva, but according to my assumptions, I think it can consist of multiple players, but the team represents the nation. So you can be a munhu wekumalawi who sign up for a Zim team. And then ndo mafungiro angu, because it doesn't make sense, but it's just a Zim thing. Because these things are where it all starts, these aren't just like 12 nations that just are there like on a consistent basis. I know there are only four nations are more of like the founders or something here, where animal automatic qualification. So the first one get host nation country host BAO. The second one, second, third, and fourth. These ones, I think, my countries are in a strong league. My league. So, for instance, I think Rwanda is there. Egypt should be there. The Kangana Mango Acho, though, I forgot the other ones. I forgot the other one. I think Nigeria should be there too, because Manajimbi Tomazia. I share you punishment like that.
I like how you said kuti basketball and all that. And I feel like it's something we need to discuss as a nation, as a country. Say tichingomanyisa bhora rekukika, but kana takuti bhora rekukanda vana munyatsokuziva. Why is it that people prefer soccer over basketball, over so baseball? We don't talk about those things. The only
baseball is an American sport, guy.
Mira. How come hati manyisi word about other sports? Tongo zunzati soccer, football. Toda kunzwa swimming, toda kunzwa cricket, okay. Let me take that back. Cricket we started cricket, but cricket I still feel like it's a baby. But atitauri amwema sports, why? As Zimbabweans only good in soccer.
You know what? As much as we talk
What?
about soccer, we're not even the best. Our sport is cricket with Zim.
Exactly.
Even
Exactly. That's my share.
I every time anditi ndiri kuchikora anditi, especially ndakaita
Mm,
kana Uber paya ndakaita
yeah.
Uber kana ari those Pakistan team
Hey, vanokubvunza,
country anana
vanokubvunza.
stan, where are you from? Zimbabwe, good cricket
Oh,
team, you know, but
yeah.
market. But all I know is there is a project that's being done for cricket though, where they're
Mm,
building a stadium in Victoria Falls, like a cricket
wow.
stadium, like a proper one. I forgot where I saw it, but I think it's somewhere around mid last year when it was
Mm,
announced, when they were talking on Pakistan national budget. So
mm,
Pama sports national budget ya last year, mid
yeah.
last year. Ndo like pazvazviri vachitaura nyaya yemarenovation emastadium nekuvakwa kwemastadium akawanda and all those things. But you know what, let's not talk about cricket is for another day. It's for
Eh,
another day.
eh,
Today let's
eh.
talk about basketball.
Basketball. Okay, talking about basketball, I feel like why I brought up Kuti, why do we only talk about soccer? I feel like Zimbabweans are very talented. Sha, iwe uri kuchikoro waita mbere bhora.
Hayi inangu I was a
Uh,
part-timer.
uh,
Chipo
uh,
akundinacho ndazotanga kuchiona izvozvo. Serious. You know, my friends actually call me Zlatan, you know. The last time I played football, I remember.
what about just telling the truth? Kungoti,
No, that's
ina
the truth.
singatambi bhora. What sports
I've
were
got a
you
whole
playing? Wanga
football.
singatambi hockey here iwe.
I never played hockey. I don't even know anything about hockey.
Okay, anyways, my point though, point yanachida kubuditsa kuti when we're in primary school, high school, nechichi, totambiswa masports akasiyana-siyana. Vaya vanongonotamba bhora, vanoendeswa kubhora. Those people who play basketball, go play basketball. Athletics, vanoenda kuathletics. The hockey people, not Anna Bryce, vanoenda kuhockey. Vanoita rugby, they go for rugby and all of that. And I feel like we have a lot of talented youths, but unfortunately, when they get older, they cannot play. I feel like they don't have the opportunity or chance or even the knowledge of how they can play in the country. For example, we have our own basketball union of Zimbabwe. BUZ. I don't know if they call it buzz, kana iti booze, kana iti BUZ, and this is what term they use. But but I feel like a lot of people would benefit about it, don't know it, unless wakanyatsoita research. You know, so easy. It's not supposed to be something that you're like, okay, I need to research about this. Are these associations going to high schools? Are they going to primary schools to actually scout for young talents, or do they want young talents to scout for them? Who's doing the scouting? So I feel like when it comes to these things, we need to involve our youth so they can also know, Kuti, there's these opportunities happening. That's why I was asking, Kuti, do we have knowledge that there's actually other sports out there other than soccer? Because I feel like soccer we're doing a lot already, and regardless of whether we like it or not, vana gonna go tora like nazichiko ma plastic echingo avagoma moderedzo
Weshe
unotenga
baba, weshe ma1.
exactly. It's
Hauzivi
very
kuonakidza
easy.
sei.
Wakambotemwa nebhora iroro, unochema, unobva wasvika kumba uchirara straight. It's easy for kids to play things like that, but have you actually ever seen them try to like replicate a basketball or something else that's not soccer? So I feel like we also need to shed light on other sports that aren't football as well. And yeah, like right now, Billiat, there's only one Zimbabwean player who was playing for it last year, and that's Divon Fachi. He's the only player who actually played for this would we call it national or international association? Yo, Bal. It's international,
Bab,
right? Oh,
Bao,
wait.
Bao, I don't know kuti if it's continental, do we regard it as international? I'm not sure.
Mm, mm. But
Um,
yeah, but imagine, never saw anotamba basketball, all my first team basketball players, and then you hear Kuti, the first ever Zimbabwean to play for Bal was last year. Not, How can it only be one person? Do you know it's very odd for there to only be one person from one country? Like, vamwe bese murkuite, who was he playing against for him to even get there? Because obviously, I told Tambane vamwe that sort of a thing.
But you,
So I feel like,
on that point, you sorry for like cutting you and it.
it's
I
fine.
don't know, but is it me who like understood, right? Because with Bao and it, this is how like I understood. Pananya so garanyedza chu. Kana isusu ta garanyedza chu kadzotanga unakidza. So
Fair.
this is how I understood. So kune Bao ndiyo pamusoro and it. So before Bao kunouya iyo inonzi road to Bao ndoma qualifiers. Senge zvinoitwa bhora zvekuti before World Cup is played, for the actual nations to be played pamfana kunge paine anonzi maworld cup qualifiers aya isusu Zimbabwe takaita number last mugroup medu aya iwawo so it's more of like that version inonzi road to Bao. So road to Bao and it then for people to qualify for road to Bao vanenge vabva kuma respective national leagues avo. So these respective national leagues avo munomzim ndio inoranwa nebhazi basketball union of Zimbabwe ndio inoirana, and there are some quite very good teams ichichi kunopindana nawo. So when I did my research, a Zimbabwe team that made it, I'm sure kuti that made it to Bao. Zim hasn't made it to Bao yet. But in terms of players, who has played in Bao, I'm not sure. Maybe that guy played for another country and is I'm gonna kunge atopengawo because nchatongotanga kutongoona basketball as of late. You know, it's still a new sport to me. It's exciting and all that. You know, to vanhu vachidhangwa and all that. You know, but that's how I understood Bao inini. Hameno kana ndikutadza kuidescribe zvanga. I will ask around later kune vanhu vandotoziva. I know that this year the Zim team iri road of Bao inonzi Hounds, basketball hounds. Basketball hounds. And what's funny is the coach of that team was my coach created.
Coach wechi saka waitamba basketball.
No, he was just a coach. No, like, you know, lesson pameta PE brochi vaikuitsa PE and all to not coach Razi. He's a very good guy, very, very crazy coach. You see, so I was shocked, you know, to scroll up IG and that, is that Coach Razi? Nah, ain't no way that's Coach Razi. You see, but I was actually quite impressed. Kutoti he made it kuma anonzi mamachi for history. Let me check. I was actually looking at the history just manje baba. Where last year they made it somewhere because they are the ones vakabaya last year, if not mistaken. Vakato qualified.
Yeah, I think it's still good. It's good publicity, and it also gives encouragement because in any Canada and Chifara Boraka, and I never saw any representation from Zim. Then I hear we actually do have Zim representation. I'd be like, maybe I can actually do it too. So it does give encouragement, and we do need to give credit where it's due. So yeah, I think it's good. Even though they're
Yeah.
it's better than nothing.
Dawana from 2020, right? The clubs that made it to the Ningirigini, you know, the road to Bao. So my qualifiers are going to Bao. 2020, you know, the mercenaries. And unfortunately, due to COVID, everything had to be stopped. The 2023, because due to COVID, I think I'm better 2 years. It's in that time. 2023 JBC is the one that made it. Yakaricha maround anonzi elite 16. So pa elite 16 manje pa ku road to Bao. Noma team yekuti when they fight and it chichi 8 teams are picked from there and the other 4 anangari automatic from kudara. So ndo anazotamba Bao. So JBC has actually been the only team in Zim that has made it to that has reached the elite 16. So it means they're very close to making it to Bao. Then 2025 basketball rounds made it. They participated in the group stage on Oxcoma Elite 16. And then 26-27 season, basketball hounds are expected to compete again.
Yeah. So we can look forward to it. Pangotiato itaka basketball watch when it happens. Toto, anyone wanna join the live and then chitoita ka commentary kedu pasai teta to remaster game rachona basketball kuti rofamba sei.
It is quite an ingredient. Even the way they structured Bao Yachoka, it's actually quite organized because they divided them into 3 conferences. I only remember 2 Mastao. I think Pani Nunzi Sahara, Pani Nayo, the third one I forgot. So these ones they'll be then split into 4 teams. So our manjawaga, one watch question, went around robin. Yeguti women away every team. And it home and away every team. They play. The people who qualify for the next round, I think no number 1 and 2, Mbao, and then from there I could question kusukoma playoffs. What's
But
funny is, have you seen the grounds?
No, I
Like
haven't.
like the arenas. There's I think right this year which kwaku is it Ghana, Nigeria, or Rwanda? But I saw the Rwanda one. I was like, no way. The Rwanda one.
Yeah.
The Rwanda one, the Rwanda one is nice. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. It's crazy.
Vakakuitatu nekutanga utamba basketball.
Aiwa kuzotamba mwana andina chido chacho. Andina chido che basketball.
Chacho kana utaona height yacho. Which is it?
Aiwa chido. Height. I'm getting there slowly. I believe I'm 6'2" at this point. Ngoni chair pedo.
If you're 6'2", what am I?
4'3". You should be 4'3".
Alright, nyaya yacho nanga ichipera. Nekuti clearly no truths are being told on this podcast. Like achidzokera kutaura nyaya dzechokwadi.
I've been nothing but truthful today. Especially near young people call me Zlatan. Just my 5 aside, which Tichino. The last match I played, I actually played with a Birmingham player, and I scored a hat trick that game. PSL clubs should actually come and scout me. You know, they'll be shocked. These feet of mine.
Moving on. Kana chinotaura nyaya yemaplayers yemahatrick chindudza anonzi aniko super sub wedu ndiye hangu andoda kunzwa kwete zvauri kundiudza izvozvo.
And Tapiwa
Ngwenya.
Word in the street is saying you were supposed to make it for the AFCON squad.
Saka chi chakaitika. Give us the tea. Give us the tea. All right.
So the streets are saying.
The streets.
Yeah. The streets are saying that when the squad was being chosen, I'm not sure how true it is. They were saying Hansi, the club was saying, is injured. So it's similar to a Marshall Nets situation where they were saying he's injured, but he's saying I'm not injured. I just the cheapy. So a close friend of his, who's my friend, said that I told Anochi, I'm not injured and football. And this guy is a crazy striker. He's a crazy striker. I remember from last season, he was playing for Platinum for half the season. He scored 9 goals, left Platinum, went to Amazulu. He's scoring goals like crazy there. PSL, most people could not catch him. I remember top 10 goal scorers in PSL.
Saka injury yakazo. Wakaona here medical reports, because I feel like sometimes if someone says nana kataura tangane injury, kana pane munhu akataura tane injury, they should say, okay, show us medical reports, show us this, show us that. Because kana tambira for AFCON, that means there was a reason to it. And the reason that was told is that he was injured. Saka kana kutaura angasiri injured, saka reason yanga iri yekuti kudini.
Ainanguwa anizoda kuzotarisa zvakawanda. You know what? I learned to accept situations. Everything happens for a reason. And everything happens for a reason. That's one thing I'm teaching myself, Kuti. As much as you would have been better, you know, upfront than a lot of those guys. Vamwe vatikaona tizuti vamwe vacho vakabvepi. But yeah, like for instance, our number 9, I didn't even know about him. with his movements, you can tell what he's a good guy. Like he's good. But Manozo Tessa States I can yeah. But coaches see it differently. Makocha anona zvakasiyana siyana and all that.
Opportunities anenge achidapiwawo futi kune vamwe.
You see, opportunities anenge adopiwa kune vanhu vakasiyana siyana and all that. On coaches being different. If you were to be a coach, either Zim can PSL, which means you've got the financial capacity to bring any Zimbabwean who you like. Who would it be? Starting 11, be it either for Zim kana PSL team. Let's start, let's say a beat Zim kana PSL team. What would be your dream starting 11? Yaunoda kuona either uri club kana kuti uri weZimbabwe ndio wakamira.
Thank you. First of all, I'd like to thank you very much for giving me the honors of going first. Because today we won't go tanga utaura vanhu vakopa ndozotaura vanhu vangu ndozonditi tafara vanhu vangu tafara wandikopera tafara chichi tafara this and that. So thank you very much for letting me go first. Because I'm gonna put you on a team that you would not have expected, because you are not size up big time. So I know that talk with vanhu vangu izvozvo. Mina ndione pandanyatsoisa zvinhu zvangu. So I'll first start na goalkeeper wangu. Goalkeeper wangu, drum roll. William Toll.
Isn't he okay?
Okay. Usa Taura. No comments yet. You need to see my whole team because pane vision.
Also for you, that's a PSL team, because if it's a Zim squad, Tole cannot qualify. Is Malawi.
Iowa. Wakutoita defensive next
I'm not being defensive.
Wakutoita vision yangu kuti munhu ika team rake karine moto.
No, I'm not being defensive at all.
You're shaking kuti ataura William Toll.
No. Say your squad. No. Say your squad and then and then give your reasons behind why you've chosen those players. Don't punch out whatever.
Pachandibata kuti kudini manje.
Why you like that?
Mira ndekupe. You need to see the whole lineup. You can't just see kuti munhu wanabuda pamagedo that I need to know what. You need to see all of them and look at them as a picture, because my team is a team. It's not a singular person carrying the team. It's everyone who's in it, right? So ndatanga na goalkeeper. Pa defense pangu. Dina Hastings Chapush.
Okay.
Auntie. So I'll put the approval. Anyways, next Dina Kadamin. Kadamin. I think right now he should be playing. Let me just double check. Let me double check for you. Right now he's playing for Ngezi.
All right. Ngezi is a solid squad, so yeah.
Saka uri kundidhauta ina handidi vanhu vanondidhauta. Anyways, next pa defense pangu ndina Andrew Mbeba. Next last pa defense ndina Emmanuel Jalai. Ndakudza. Just hold on and give me my moment. Hatisati ndapedza. Maona defense rangu. Mokutoona kuti mabhora haasi kupinda. They are not. If they get past ma midfielders angu nema attackers ka defense ka bhora harisi kana kutombofura defense line. Anyways, let's go kuma midfielders angu. Apa vaka. Midfielders. Did I knowledge Muswana?
All right.
Right?
I've got a question, but it's okay. Proceed.
Ndina Junior Makunik. Ndina Emmanuel Zioch.
Mm.
You cannot copy my players.
I'm not gonna copy any of your players. When you hear mine, continue.
Mira. Ndataura ma-midfielders angu. Ndakuda kuenda pa-attack manje. Ma-forward
Country
angu.
yako. Country yako.
Ndina time on Machop.
Okay, solid.
Ndina Khama Billiat.
Ani?
Yo, usiri kupa ma-comments for other players. Isn't that biased?
No, wait. Pull up. Ndoraka sonzoti ndizvo here zvananzwe here or not. Wati Machop is it? What are the two?
Oh, andisati ndapedza. Then ndina
Right.
Khama Billiat. Then my last one, who I have so much hope for his future. I see a bright future ahead of him. Mukomana ari kugona right now ko ari kutambira ku Premier League right now. Ndina Tawanda Maswanise. Yeah. Udanzwa nemasub here kana toda kungonzwa vanhu vangu 11
I know, just starting 11. Inina nakanotomboisa masabi.
Oh, you don't need masub. You don't need masub. Okay.
I need them, but now that's masab manjika. Unotontadza. But it's okay.
That's my starting 11. That's my
starting 11.
Yeah.
All right. So for my starting 11, I came prepared as any other coach would do. So my starting 11 is looking like this. Let me show you.
Yes.
I know it's a little bit extra, but the
It's in the
passion.
podcast,
Let me say it again.
Yo.
Can you see everyone?
Man. Yes, man. Andrikona.
Okay, so for goalie, Namdaraj Pizeze, Alpa Magesi FC Pajoza. This one, Ishani Suma Uchibaba. I've got Kevin Moyo, defender of the season for PSL. Nina Bruce Kangwa, aka Seku Kangwa. Varapa Cape Sapa. The guy is crazy. Mkomana Wedu Jalai, everyone loves him. He's loved by the nation. My best player of this team, Ava Plaza. Tanaka Shandiro, Baba.
Why? Why is he your best player? Why is he your best player?
Shandiro, angashamba double pivot, Baba. Na Hachiro. Hachiro plays, he does the dirty work. He was playing for FC Platinum last season. But attacking mid-pang, don't let Prince do it. Prince do it, cool left wing, there's a Bio Antonio. And then Bio Antonio, I don't know if you remember, he played for the World Cup. He played AFCON. As part of the AFCON squad. And then Papa, Mkomana Wedu. Whip Burnley. Chirewa Baba. Then Paganman. When Amaswan is. Ladies and gentlemen, that's my team.
All right, we have only 2 common players.
Yeah. It tells you a lot about those players. Like if you're common in approximately everyone's squad, it tells you how much that player is valuable.
Sure. Especially same as Zimbabweans. There's this thing where sometimes you can just be a fan favorite, but usina skill set. But Zimbabweans can also skill apana fan base. Go now. So you just know.
But why say Khama some squad though? Khama is good, he's exceptional, but because he's no more in his prime anymore.
Do you know, I feel like sometimes when certain players are together, when you squad them up together, they can, they can bring back their prime. I feel like if someone once had the prime, it can always come back because zvezvakona kuchinja a little bit. But if you get to be in the shoes or in the same state you were once in. So angofanana wakanyora ma equation izvozvo. The moment you keep on doing them, you can do them without even using a calculator. My formulas don't to my memorizer. You don't need to look at your textbook back again. So I come and down also because I feel like as much as you say he's out of his prime, akapera, I genuinely don't think akapera zvokudaro nyange akapera
handina kuti akapera, handinombodaro,
kusveta
handina kuti akapera, ini handina kuti
anongosveteka nyange
akapera,
akasveteka zvishoma, it still goes
handina kuti Khama akapera. I didn't say that. I just said he's normal in his prime.
Just, do you know how much his prime was? That
No,
even
in his prime everyone knows.
bits. Nyangwa Wakamuti. All right, I can't say that. I can't say that online. But Nyangwa Makamuti, Arkutamba, right? With his eyes covered. Do you know he could still be great? With his eyes
he's a good
covered.
player.
Makampa weakness. He will still be good. So to me, regardless of being in his prime or not, I'd still put him on my top 11.
Solid. Nah, it's okay. It's okay. Not team have, but mfisa rumskodwa manzishandira uskumziyo. Until you're coming soon. Chamuona
Live.
Nah, he's a baller.
I like seeing with my eyes. When I see it with my eyes, I'll believe it. Without proof, can we believe things? Touching proof,
No, it's guaranteed. You know what? Let's do a bit. If you're interested, you're going to say it. When you see him play, and it's Ukanaki, you have to accept it.
All right, but you know what? I think we should also make people in the comment section also comment their first 11. Then we see also who they think. Iowa, first thing we should do is, if our teams were to play against each other, who do they think would win? Bryce, team Bryce, manager and Bryce, kana Tafara and the manager.
They're going to choose you.
Why?
They're going to choose you.
Why?
This old. I already know. No, it's okay.
Kuona choose and didn't go kick a bora racho. Martin.
I'm not choosing.
Kasi ndiri kuchuzwa kuti vanhu obvious vakandichuza Tafara kana Bryce, obvious vanondichuza, but apa pandati we're choosing teams. We are choosing teams. Your team versus my team, who would win? And also by how many goals? But thing is, I feel like we have Maswani say, Auntie, I don't want both our teams. I mean, not see, I think Tambra Ani, how long for which team? Because Auntie said, no subs. One go cinema sub. I mean, no, Uri manager prepared say, I sing up in the cinema subs, but okay, without subs.
I already know who I'm going to sub him with.
Ani.
You can take Maswani, it's okay. You can take him. I'll put him going. Tapio.
Super sub.
Take him. You see, super sub.
Wakanani mwe injury unodini manje.
Taps angapinga, and it's a guaranteed. It's a guaranteed.
Okay, fine. Fair. You'd put up a fight, I guess. I think our teams it would be a difficult match, but it would be interesting. And I want to know also what people would think, who they think would win, whose team would win. But it's gonna be interesting. I need to see this guy in person.
Tanaka, he played the previous AFCON before this one. Tanaka is exceptional once. I've seen him play with my own eyes. That guy is a serious baller. I've never.
Ndopesana ndamastedzo ndichiti ibhora ripi iroro.
Ibhora ripi iroro.
Ibora ripi iroro?
But Tanaka, Shandilo,
Tanaka.
in terms of
Tanaka's
football, that
anoziva
guy is
zvarikuita.
talented.
Akachimasa chigame chacho.
That guy's a midfielder and a half.
Ah, all right. I'll take your word for it. And I need to see it with my eyes. And you know me, wakangwariluza beti deka. You'll never hear the end of it. But I think
That
it's
is my
good.
phone. My $2.
Ah, ah,
$2. Two
ah.
bucks.
Pondo
It's an
chaiyo.
innocent bet.
Pondo.
Havarupinda mari
Alright, Bo.
dzakawandisa
You know what? At least I gain more knowledge on soccer. So I'll say fine, Pondo edge. Don't go tenga
Yeah,
all my
Bob.
free seat. Nah. But I think it's good. I think it's good.
Solid. On the topic of of our leagues and all that. We talked about basketball, tadzoka futi bora. It's quite difficult kusataura about bora because that's an international sport. Everywhere in the world you go, there's football. Korea, Kwambe na Lingard, they played football there. Ronaldo, footballer, billionaire, Messi, whatever, you know. So my point is, what's your take on junior development in sports in Africa, across Africa, as compared to another Europe, another America, both North and South Asia? You know, what's that thing, you know, that either we're missing or we're doing good than other continents? Semafungiro ako iwo. What's your take on that? Tinzwewo mafungiro ako pakazara
Pakuzoti
vanhu.
vanhu manje makusipa pressure
You know,
yatisingadi manje.
where I got that statement from Mighty Sama, ndo mafungiro ako pakazara vanhu.
Pakazara vanhu.
Ungotaura statement rubbish.
Mm. I think when it comes to development, like youth development in Africa, as a whole, I'm not sure. I can only speak about Zimbabwe. Because that's the only relation I have, and I don't want to talk about Makantas and Nsingers when I can background say. But in Zim, I think the good things we're doing is like having somewhat independent clubs out of school. Because I think when I was in primary school, I didn't know much about clubs being done like what out of school or anything like that. Ndangozoti wakasatambira chikoro chako hapana kumwe kwaunotambira. But then when I got into high school, and even with my younger brother, likes soccer as well, and he's even joined a couple of clubs and also that sort of a thing, like out of school for soccer. I think they're doing well because those clubs, the serious clubs, will even take the kids out of the country, give them exposure. Wanaenda kunana, UK, Dubai, and all of those. Those are some of the places my brother has been to with his clubs. And I think it's good exposure because, you know, it gives that feeling, Kutia, we're actually doing this on a international level. You can actually travel, you can do this and this and that. So I think it's very good that there's actually clubs there. A point of improvement is I feel like with some of these clubs, I don't know how they reach out to other kids other than word of mouth. Because unongonzoti, like let's say Tafara ari kutambirawo uko ku club iyi inonzi chakati inowanikwa pakati. Inini mwana wangu ari kutambira ukuku. Inini mwana wangu ari kutambira ukuku. I think, in my own opinion, I think that's the main way people find out about these clubs. Or like you're saying, that when you were in high school, you knew the basketball coach. If someone you knew was interested in basketball, you'd link them up to your coach. Coach wangu in basketball, he was doing this and this and that. And right now I can see that he's even like coaching a national team and stuff like that. So I feel like right now, the point of improvement we need is how we're communicating that these opportunities are available for the youth, and also allowing it to be decentralized. By decentralized, I mean kuti you're not just looking kuti Harare only, or like when we're in Harare, Tirikutarsa, in town. We also need to go to my outskirts because talent is also everywhere. Talent is not only in city center. You didn't get in my outskirts, Wofuti, and all of that. But there are also clubs which also look at kids who are on the outskirts. I also need to give them credit for that. A point of improvement that is there outside of, like, let's say soccer clubs and all of that is also having clubs for other sports as well. For example, I was doing archery in high school. We'd even have like matches with Anna, what's it called? I was in Zim archery. We'd have matches name South Africa, Zambia, Mozambique, and all of that. But then I would say there was only one association, which is Zemachiri Association. Of course, there should only be one association, but there weren't many clubs. Like, everyone who did archery knew each other, which is a good thing because it means the community is strong. But then there's very little people, and it's not as diverse or as known as other sports are, which I've been saying since the beginning, Kuti.
You know what's
Sometimes,
funny?
what?
I did archery.
Ndakubuza kuti what sports did you do? Akanithi soccer.
No, man. It was for leisure.
Okay,
I
wait.
remember, but
Wait.
it was serious. I did archery. It was just part time. I think it was I got to 2 sessions or 3 sessions.
You see?
Ndatopodza
You see?
ndaenda kuma-competitions, but I did archery kuchikoro na vainzi Coach Edgar. Yes, ndo vaitotisa archery tichitoita nemamwe mapeers angu, names which I can't mention because taishadzana nema-nickname. But
All right.
yeah, I one of my friends, actually, one of my closest friends, Ramzi, he was actually part of it. Like he was partially there sometimes. Andokudza achari musevere aisusu kati takura musango kamwe taradza mana
But
gugumi rekwekuti.
Takazokuti kuma competition moramba. It's like there's a lot of biases. I feel like also I can't just say kuti, hey, we need more representation and all of that. I also feel like us as well, SEMA citizens, we also need to be interested in other sports as well and have knowledge in other sports as well. So I feel like that's the improvement that we need. Also, I feel like parents as well need to encourage students to be, not students, need to encourage their children to take on sports. And then one thing I liked about my high school is hapana munhu aenda kumba before 3:30. And you had to be in at least one sport and spend at least 1 hour a week doing one sport and one club. So it gives you that knowledge where if you hate athletics, you're not going to be running. If you hate swimming, you're not going to be swimming. You're going to find something that you like. And when you find something that you like and you keep doing it weekly, you end up being good at it. You end up being good at it somehow, to some extent. So I feel like parents should encourage their children to actually also take part in sports and different types of sports, because makaona munhu wese ari kumhanyira kusoka kune vanhu 11 vanotamba, muona kuti kune vana 50 vari kumhanyira kusoka. Your child won't be able to play because it's overpopulated. Let them go somewhere where hakuna vana vakawanda vari kutamba so that they can actually enjoy. Because I feel like another thing that discourages children is when they don't get chosen to be in a team. They'll be like, I like it, but I'm not being chosen. So also encourage your children to do sports that other kids aren't doing so that they can actually also end up getting on the field. See, being a bench warmer is not nice. So yeah, that's my take on youth development. I don't know about you. What do you think?
From my side, when it comes to junior development of sports, for me, I am like I'm partially involved with a branch of it, and we all know it's to do with football. You know, one thing or the major thing that I think us as a continent or a nation, to be precise, because I've got more intel on what Zim junior development leagues or what look like. I think the biggest issue we have, like what I said last time, is marketing. People think that marketing is having a big studio
Yeah.
where buying those road mics, kuita my mic to diki to say, marketing is just all you just need is a phone, data, and an account. You can work around with that, because I remember with how we started with Mark Sports. With Mark Sports, we just started on Instagram, just posting regularly on Instagram and WhatsApp channel before we even had TikTok.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were just doing that. But apart from that, I think marketing is the biggest issue we have. We need to really do well on that. Kungoti mango kritaka IG account king, and you check my videos, your ajita archery. Someone is gonna follow and is gonna read someone's account one day or another. That's how people are discovered. One day or another, azviti kuti throughout lifetime here that account porega kanoita munhu one anoita blow up. That's impossible. All it takes is consistency. That's with an ingredient. Because with that, it then brings investment. Because imagine basketball yatesa wenezi. Investing in my junior developments ayo and it. This means kuti takainvesta mara, and it means kuti vapfana pavari kukura, and it when they now go or turn pro, these kids are already better than the old ones that have been there, and they're more exciting. So if we market all these things, and imagine market and people hear JP was there watching a basketball match, people are bound to be excited next time. Since what do game ragendo na JP and na Japreza,
Yeah.
so marketing vanhu vanyasotamba ball, malidhe emanhingiriniwawa, they really push, vakawanda especially age yedu through social media togara tiri pafoni tichiscrolla mareels kwekwe, you bump into something. That's my point of view. Marketing, because marketing do I believe is the core cannot, it's a partial core that really helps in awareness, cannot better and see if there's a word like betterment, but that makes it that makes it improve and better and exciting. I raise my case.
All right. Boy, I think it's understandable, and I agree with you. Marketing does go a long way, but takadakuramba tichitaura togona takupedzisa takuita podcast ye3 hours. So I think we should end our podcast here, and I think it's a good discussion. People, to those watching and listening, please do share, comment what you find interesting most, especially about this thing about youth development. What do you think we need improvements on, or what are we doing good? Where should we give credit to? So you can always just comment in the comment section, share, like also, so we at least know that you're enjoying what we're doing as well. Subscribe so you keep watching us. And I still want to know whose team is winning. Team Tafara kana Team Bryce. Ndanane team irikuwina. PSL.
And before we end, congratulate my team. Before we end, don't feel jealous. Congratulate my team.
Thank you guys for watching. Iwaka congratulated Team Yangu last week.
You didn't talk about it.
You say to me, we're not talking about that. I just got out of Manchester United, Joshua Kanji. Word for word. I was like, did you watch the game? And you're like, and just got out of Manchester United in it. And I was like,
I know is
okay, fine, yeah,
Tapeza podcast ngachienda isusu.
Tapeza guy. Thank you guys for watching. Do join us next week for another episode with Bryce and I.